Welcome to an Abington COPES moment. My name is Kevin Tocci, and I'm going to serve as guest host of this program. Kind of guest co-host, because joining me is the host of the show, Melissa Cook. Hi, Melissa.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Now, of course, when there isn't a guest, the idea is for us to kind of have a conversation. Melissa, of course, is the chairperson.
Yes.
President of Abington COPES. And for folks who don't know, COPES stands for something, does it not?
It does. COPES, Community Outreach, Prevention, Education, and Support. So we work in the community with reducing youth substance misuse and supporting families with existing substance use as well as their families, and just being a support in the community in any way we can around substance use disorder and prevention and
Is
all
it
that.
safe to say that that's the mission in the community, or is there much more?
I would say that, yes, that is the mission. That's something that we've been able to do, is financially help people with sober living scholarships get into housing and provide a little bit of a breather, a couple weeks where they don't have to worry about paying rent. And we do work heavily with the schools. That's our biggest partner. They've been great, everybody over there, middle school, high school administration, superintendent. And we just work on different strategies to, just teach coping skills, just bring in different speakers and different ways we can to reduce substance use.
What are some of the latest initiatives or programs that Abington COPES has either launched or continued since the last time you were here?
Yeah, we had Prescription Take Back Day. That was our third. Prescription Take Back Day at the police station. Unwanted, unused medication drop off, get them out of people's medicine cabinets. It really just makes the community safer. So you don't want little hands getting on those medicine, those unwanted prescriptions. So we have the community come to the police station, drop them off. We always have Narcan out there as well, and just resources. And then the end of April, we had Jake White with 518. He came in and spoke to our 7th, 8th, and then a separate presentation for 10th graders. Jake is a person who is sober, never used any substances. He went off to college and he decided to throw a sober party, and then he realized that there are more kids on campus that he wasn't alone. So he started throwing these parties, and they got bigger and bigger, and he got sponsored by like Red Bull, and then he really kind of just took off. He came in, so he's coming in at a different angle, as these are the decisions I've made. I've never chose to use substances instead of someone coming in, with a recovery story. So it was different, it was good. He talks about different skill sets, and really, you don't have to do that, and make it, you can enjoy life and all those things without having to use substances. And then he also did hung out at the lunches. We had a table, and he talked to the kids. And something I'm super excited about is Jake is actually going to come back September 22nd. I was just talking with him last night, and he's become like a friend of mine too, so, because he's awesome. September 22nd, he's going to talk to the 7th graders, and he's going to help launch a youth coalition in middle school, so like a prevention club, youth coalition. I'm kind of like working the summer with him to do some like coaching calls as a consult to just like best practices and how we're going to do this with the kids. So it's something I've wanted, and I feel like it's actually going to happen. And the assistant principal at middle school are totally on board with it, so I'm super psyched, because as far as prevention, like, we can have whoever in there do these different things, but like when the kids are speaking, their peers, like that, they have the most power. So very excited about that. Also last spring, before the school year ended, to the juniors, we gave out right before prom sunglasses, and on the side it said I prom, PROM, capital letters, promise to come home safe. So, and then the seniors, for their senior cookout, we gave out a ton of Frisbees that had our logo, Substance-Free Futures, and You Matter. And then during Mental Health Awareness Month, we had a table at the middle school with different resources, sticker, positive, things like that. And then in June, we were at Abington Celebrates a Firework Founders Day weekend. So that's always so much fun. We sold slushies, and we kind of have banners behind our table with positive messaging. We got to talk to community members, even people from different towns who came and talked to us. So it's always good to be out in front of the community. And we have, swag to hand out, resources, always Narcan, always pushing the Narcan. So that was good too.
How important is it to try to make an impression on our younger generations, trying to get the message across to the children who are in middle school, who are in high school, and knowing that there are so many distractions that can pull them into one direction, whether it's the internet, whether it's gaming, whether there's substances to, hey, try this.
Right.
How important is it to have someone like a Jake and have resources like Abington COPES presents or offers for them to see that there's another way, look this way, this is how life can benefit you, and having someone like a Jake be there with that message.
Right. So we actually, we did so not this winter, but the one before, we did a survey we partnered with Abington High School, and we did a health youth survey where we asked, different kinds of questions about mental health, because substance use, with underage substance misuse, it may not necessarily be increasing, but what we found is mental health is decreasing. Kids are really struggling with their mental health. I actually have some stats here. So the CDC does this youth risk behavior survey every year nationally, and according to the 2024 youth risk behavior survey, 4 in 10 students had persistent feelings of sadness and hopelessness. 2 in 10 students considered attempting suicide, and nearly 1 in 10 actually did try to attempt suicide. So those are hard numbers to read. Those are those are tough numbers. So I feel like mental health is something, the kids are really struggling with. And I feel like, in part, phones, they're always on their phones, access to everything, comparing social media. Kids say things, through a text that they wouldn't necessarily in person. It's just like social media. It's really, can be so detrimental. So really just knowing those numbers, it's just important to let them know that, that try to build them up, their self-esteem, like, you matter.
I come from a generation where bullying or dealing with my peers, whether in a positive sense or a negative sense, was depending on if I saw them out in the playground or if I saw them in school. Today's kids, today's generation, it's not that easy to escape.
No.
Because there's social media, there are applications. There's ways for them to contact you 24/7 positively, but then there's the negatives, and we talk about cyberbullying and things like that.
Right. Or seeing like, oh, I didn't get invited there, or like, wow, they, and for girls, like the filters and all that, or the comparison, and all the problems that come with that. It's just like, it's a lot. It's a lot for kids, and it's hard as parents too to monitor. So it's definitely a tough situation.
What are some of the things that Abington COPES, you've talked about, is your engagement with middle school and high school students? How much community engagement has the organization been able to have?
So we've held We did a few middle school meetups this school year. We did a movie night at East Bridgewater Movie Cinema. We did Skate Town. Oh, it's not Skate Town. It was Skate Town. For me, it's the Carousel. And we did Timber Lanes. So we really just want them, being in a safe space on the weekend.
Family fun events.
Yeah, no phone. We don't say put your phones away, but like we encourage it, and they're talking to each other, and they're doing something they necessarily wouldn't do, and they're hanging with people that they maybe not necessarily wouldn't see on the weekend. So, we've done stuff like that. We help sponsor PTO dances, 8th grade semi. We sponsor a lot of sports teams, just so our names can, putting money towards all positive things in the community. So,
one of the 2 items that are on our
yes.
agenda to talk about
Yep.
is the annual 5K road race and walk coming up on September 21st.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the event. How did this originate, and what's the goal behind it?
Well, how did it originate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think, as most of the community knows, I was going to say Christy, Jeff Coombs Memorial Road Race and Walk took place for 20 years, and on they decided, that's a long time to hold a road race. We're on year 4, so I can't even imagine. So we had it was spring of 2022 when we had our first meeting, and I knew it ended. I was a runner. I was big into running, done marathons, etc. But so I knew, okay, that we should jump here, because if we don't, someone's going to take it over. And I knew we were just around, it was our second meeting in April, and I'm like, hey, let's do a 5K, not really knowing, just knowing, in my heart, I knew it was the thing we should be doing. It's a good idea. Conversations can be had. We can get lawn signs across town. We'll really get our name out there. And it'll act as a fundraiser. So that's how we started. And like I said, we don't do fundraising throughout the year. This is our fundraiser. So, and the things we've talked about, we're able to use proceeds to support those things. And it's 100% of proceeds go right back into Abington. There's no fee, nothing. We don't. It's 100%. So I feel that when you register, and I hope you do, that the money's going towards making the community healthier.
Interesting, you mentioned about 20 years. It's hard to believe. Well, if I'm doing a little basic math here, you're a fifth of the way to 20 years here. And I think you actually participate. Do you not run in this event as well? I think I've seen footage of you maybe crossing the starting line. Am I wrong?
You're wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. No, because
maybe I've seen you participate in other races, and that's how I know. Okay.
Yeah, but somebody suggested that, I'd love to see her run, and it's I love being there when the first runner comes in, and I love cheering for the first few runners. I love cheering for everybody that comes in. I mean, they are killing it out there. I can't believe the speed of some of these athletes that come through. So, I just want to be there to cheer, and I'm happy for them and clap for them. Okay. So that's why I don't.
What can participants expect from this year's race? Are there any new features, themes, maybe any partnerships that are involved with this?
So I feel are there any? We're still working on things, but it's going to be the typical family fun day, fun community morning. We have bouncy houses, we have face painting, balloon, we have a DJ, we have 3 food trucks. Kona Ice is coming. He's been with us every year. We have a Envy donut truck coming, and Cheesy Chicks, who's going to do some breakfast sandwiches and amazing mac and cheese. So there's a little bit of everything there. And we have water, bananas, granola bars, all that. And I think it's just, a good community spirit is definitely seen throughout that morning.
It's worth noting, you've probably noticed a couple of times flashing up on the screen, the road race flyer as it's popping up. At this moment, we will, throughout the show, you'll see the QR code, and the QR code is your opportunity to be able to register and get involved with this particular event. Let's remind folks, because we can't assume that everybody knows, but if there's someone first time wants to they want to get involved, where is it taking place, and how can they register to participate? And maybe if they can't participate, could they still support this race?
Yeah, so Woodsdale Elementary School, 120 Chestnut Street. It starts there and ends there. It's a 5K 3.1 mile loop. I call it the race of the rights. You just turn right every way.
It's almost like NASCAR, but opposite.
Right. Yeah. And it is September 21st, 9 a.m. Race begins. You can go to abingtoncopes.org to register. We also have a donate now button there if you want to support but can't register for whatever reason. And I did want to say we have early bird registration open until August 15th, and after then it goes up $5. I didn't even want to do that, but like it's our fundraiser, you know. It's not like
incentivizing it.
Yeah, right. So register before August 15th.
Okay. What do you feel the response has been from the community so far? Local businesses, how have they responded? Are you looking for sponsors?
Oh, gosh, yes.
And what about volunteers?
Yeah, definitely sponsors, because this race actually, I won't say the number, but it cost a lot to put on, like a lot more than you would think. With the T-shirts, the race wire, there's all these added costs. So before all the money comes in, and we're putting a lot out before we're actually taking in any revenue. So yeah, sponsors, we have some loyal sponsors. Columbia Auto Body just is going to be a top level sponsor. Who else do we have? Mac Towing. We have local garages. We have Marcus Point. He's also a top sponsor for the second year in a row. Now I'm panicking because I'm like, I'm going to forget somebody, but we have several top level sponsors. Pear Tree Property Services, landscaping company in town in Abington, they have sponsored another top level sponsor. Okay. So yeah.
You have many sponsors, so it's
but
tough to be able to name them all.
It is, yes. We're always looking for more because, like I said, it costs a lot. And the more, sponsors we have, the more money we end up making, obviously, taking in. So, yeah, we're super appreciative of the sponsors.
And you've already said this earlier. This is the Abington COPES' primary way of generating revenue, to be able to put on a lot of these events, sponsor the different things, as you've already laid out earlier on in our conversation.
Ooh, one more thing.
Yes.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So we do have a In Loving Memory banner we have our loved ones on a banner displayed right not at the start of the race, but towards the end of the race. And so if you have a loved one you've lost to substance use and want their picture included in the banner, email abingtoncopes@gmail.com. And I do hope this, people run for different reasons, maybe whatever it may be, we're, just so happy to see everybody. But we hope, this can maybe open conversations with, maybe a child, what's Abington COPES? And then they can talk about it, or just, like why we're out here, breaking down stigma, like letting people know there's an organization like out there for them, working towards, paying respect to the people we've lost, and just I really hope that's something we help with, breaking down the stigma as well by doing this event.
And correct me if I'm wrong, have you had the banner up every year? Has it been the past couple of years?
Not year one, but the second year, third year, and we'll have it every year. But we just, like I said, if you have a loved one and you want their photo
Fantastic.
featured. Yeah.
Let's move forward and talk a little bit about a conversation about a teen center, and I believe there's a committee.
Yes.
Give us the nuts and bolts about the teen center committee.
Yep.
Any updates? What can you share that's happening as of late?
Well, I had one thing before that. So International Overdose Awareness Day is August 31st. We have done an overdose vigil in the past with Rockland Cares. It's a little tough because the big cities will do a vigil like Brockton, Quincy, Weymouth. So it's a little tough to get, the attendance is small, so we've decided to do something else in place of that because we wouldn't want to not do something to honor our loved ones. So we are going to have, this just came about recently, we're going to do a tree planting ceremony, and we've asked Griffin's Dairy. I had Pam and one of my members, Bob, meet with the committee. We're going to, I'm just not positive of the date. It's either going to be Monday, August, shoot.
It's okay.
28th, 25th, that last week in August.
Okay.
I just haven't
I think
pinned
it's the
it down.
25th because I believe school starts on the 27th, which is a Wednesday, if I'm correct.
Yep, okay, yes. And we're just gonna have, different candles lit. You can bring a picture of your loved one. We just want to do something for them, and this will, hopefully help with the healing and everything. So
And this is going to take place at Griffin's Dairy. Okay.
Yes, but I'll get information out soon. But I just haven't, it's happening, it's going there. I just haven't quite figured out how to word it and where. We're still deciding where it's going to be. So,
Okay.
yeah.
We'll look forward to that new
Thank
information
you. Yes.
as it becomes available.
Yes. The Teen Center.
Yes, let's talk about that. So
Yes.
I will rephrase the question. Let's talk about this. There's a committee? Mm-hmm. Has the committee met?
Yes.
And what are the conversations that are being had?
Yes. So I feel like over the years, now I have a incoming freshman, 8th grader, and 6th grader. And so I've been, we've raised my kids here. I've had enough conversations for enough years where people would, oh, I'd love to see, why doesn't Abington have a teen center? So this town does, a youth center. I'd love to see Abington have some space for youth. So I was like, all right, well, one of us, has to do something. So I just decided I got the room in the library, and I just said, we're going to be meeting here on this day. If please become part of the conversation. We're going to explore potential opportunities. And I said, I don't know what's going to come of it, but let's talk.
Start the process.
Yep. So we've had, I think 5 meetings thus far. And we did move to Zoom the last few because it's just spring sports schedules, kids, it just felt easier. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. So we held a event over April vacation at Beaverbrook School. We had a DJ, we had games, we had volleyball, snacks, of course snacks, always snacks for the kids because they're motivated by snacks. So we did that, and then we partnered with Abington Recreation, Park and Rec. We did a movie night at Island Grove. What did we play? Oh, Karate Kid. And that went well. I was super happy with that. The number of kids that came out, there were a lot of kids, and I feel like because of my kids, I know a lot of faces, but I love that there were faces I didn't know. So that was fun. Just exploring where, could we ever do something at the Friday nights at the senior center, Froley? We just keep having the conversations. So we went to the Board of Selectmen and just kind of run down what we're trying to do, looking for support. And Roger Woods said, he's said, this is a priority to us. And they want to look at helping us get a temporary space, because if we wait for the right space, that could be who knows when. So at least something temporary where we can continue to hold events. So we do have a mission statement. It is, I don't have it memorized. So but
why don't you do this? What we can do is we're actually gonna put it up.
Oh, okay.
And we'll share that as we're talking now, and folks will be able to kind of see the mission statement.
Okay. All right,
It'll
so
pop up on the screen for a few moments.
okay, so it is just a group of parents that want to explore opportunities and engage in conversations with stakeholders about the potential of a teen center. So,
What's the vision for a proposed teen center? What's the plan? Is it a matter of what do you see as being the quintessential teen center? Is it a matter for sports, games, activities?
well, so we're
space?
still, a safe space for kids to come where they can socialize with each other, feel safe, aren't doing, any, aren't participating in activities they shouldn't be on the weekend, to connect, safe adults. What we have to do, which is most important, is we do have a survey out. We have to, what do the teens want? What do the kids want? What do they want to see in this center? Because it could be like, we think this will be great, but it's going to fail if it's not what the kids want. So,
Right.
and we're trying to, one of the committee members posed some questions on Facebook just last night. What would your teens want to do? Like, for an outing, what would they want to do? I think Rockland, I have had a conversation with, Rockland has a teen center, Rockland Rec, they're like amazing over there. They're able to do like a lot with their different kinds of programs, but the teen center has been there for a long time. I think it started in the 90s. And it's still going, and she told me they have about 50 kids coming I think they were open Friday, Saturday, they're just Friday now. They have about 50 kids coming every Friday, and it's mostly 6 through 9, I feel like, but they'll do like themes too, and I think it's $8. I forget the hours, but they have like, a gaming room. They have games, board games. They have music, karaoke, and I think it's kind of like whatever the kids want to do. So, I mean, ideally, I think we'd like to mimic something like that, but we just don't have the space. So, we haven't figured out where we could do that.
But it's just the possible startup of maybe a nonprofit, and because if you're going to do a teen center,
Yeah.
are you going to have staff? Is it going to be strictly volunteers? How will that work? Has that been discussed?
I mean, yes, but we're just not there yet. So we haven't really had some serious discussions. But I just wanted to put it out to the community. If you have any ideas or thoughts or what could be a fun night, for the kids, or you have any thought about maybe a space in town, maybe like, I think we'd have to do fun. We're going to be doing a fundraiser in the fall. That isn't fully fleshed out yet, so I can't say anything. But maybe you're good at fundraising where, I don't know much about grants, but like maybe someone out there does, maybe a grant, someone that can find grants. Any help, super appreciative of any help. So abingtoncopes@gmail.com, you can reach out to me. So, yeah.
Okay. How can local residents, especially parents, youth, get involved with Abington COPES or contribute to the work that's being done?
So we meet on the second Wednesday of the month at 6 o'clock in the community room at the Abington Police Department.
Come for the cookies.
Come for the cookies, stay for the meeting. So, and we have Narcan. I always like to say that we have Narcan available at every meeting. And we're on Facebook, Instagram, Abington COPES. And I'm always available to email. But just, we're stronger together, so. Always
Anything
welcome.
we haven't touched upon, but you feel is important to sharing with the viewers at this moment?
A quick prevention moment, because I love prevention. I just want to remind parents to talk to their kids about the dangers of substances. It's not, I think, our kids think everybody's doing it, but if you look at the studies, it says otherwise. 77% of high school students do not engage in substances. So that's like a big percentage. So I like to tell parents to focus on that number, the positive number. And I know a lot of parents think their kids don't listen to them, but they actually do. And parents who talk to their kids at home about the dangers of substances are 50% less likely to engage in substances. So talk to your kids, talk early, talk often, and yeah, that's my quick prevention moment.
Yeah, I would say that delivery is 50% of the battle. If you're doing it in a harsh way, it's more
Right.
likely that your child is going to rebel,
Yeah.
as opposed to if you try to sit down and do something. Maybe it's something that you do
Sneak
with
into
your
conversation.
yeah, sneak it into a conversation and just do it as a matter of, hey, you know, I love you, and I just want to let you know that.
Yeah.
You know, these are the pitfalls, the perils of
Right.
of using substances, and
Yep.
this is a path you do not want to walk down.
No. Yep.
Well, I want to thank you so much for
Thank
co-hosting this
you.
with me and sharing information about Abington COPES. Again, you've been tuned into an Abington COPES moment as we try to bring you these on a regular basis, just to bring you up to speed on what Abington COPES is doing and their mission to help to have a substance-free and better mental health community here in Abington. Until our next conversation, have a great day.